Good morning, pandas. How my pandas doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning, all my pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you could join us today. Check, check. Just making sure I'm not too loud here. I don't want to clip. Alright guys, hey, good morning. Hope everyone had a banger weekend. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Hey, if this is your first time here. Ooh, 1 second. Why is my stream... Hey chat, let me know if the bottom of your screen, if you see like a big block of missing. Is there a big black box on the bottom of your screen? That's what I'm seeing. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I'm showing that. Never mind. Alright, sorry pandas. I'm still getting used to this setup. I'm still trying to figure this out. I recently figured out why my computer was crashing. I was like, it's just like it was a matter of time until my NinjaTrader would crash, and that's really scary, right? You do not want your trading platform to be unstable, because you can have an order in there, and then if you have to do all these things like restart your computer and all these things, a lot of things could happen. And so I finally figured out that for some reason the G-Sync didn't, play well with NinjaTrader, and so finally was able to figure that out, turn that off, and hopefully these streams will be a little more stable. Last 2 streams, I believe, like it just cut off like right in the middle, and I'm just like, oh my, I don't know what's happening. So hopefully we'll find some more stability here. I'm still figuring things out, working out the kinks here, and so. But hey guys, glad that you can join us this morning. Man, it's been a little bit since I've streamed. Didn't stream on Friday. I honestly had to recoup. I got a big hit. And hey guys, no one's perfect. I don't know any pandas that are perfect out there. And so I'm not sure about the humans. But the humans, if anything like pandas, then they'll probably make mistakes. And for some reason, this greedy panda demon came out of nowhere. And it got me. So I'm gonna go over what destroyed my confidence in my trade, why I had to regroup. So on Thursday, I was just looking for a trade like almost all day. When I saw this, when I saw all this chop in my mind, I was like, I cannot trade this. I really want to get into a trade, but just like staring at this for like hours, it's just like, what is going on? There's no entries here, there's no trades here. And I think I was starting to get a little bit frustrated, just impatient. And then I saw this H4 hit like this is literally for the last 5 minutes of the day. Saw this H4, and I was like, okay, I just go on the reversal on the 240 SMA. But in my mind, there was terrible signal bar. I knew, in fact, I knew all these things were happening. I knew it was a bad signal bar. I knew that we were still in this downtrend. We haven't broken trend line yet. And yet, my dumb brain wanted to go just full-blown demonic. I don't know what it was, but I was influenced by, I mean, obviously it was me. It was my own heart, my own greediness. And I strayed from the plan. I went into a bad trade here, and I knew it was a bad trade, but I think I was just so impatient. I was just staring at this all day, and finally saw H4 setups. Okay, I'll just take H4 setups. They've been so reliable lately, and this is why you don't take every H4. This is why not every H4 is created equal. Bad signal bar, still in this channel, will spike channel, and yeah, the worst part is pandas. This is the worst part. I need to drink a water before saying this. The worst part, pandas, for some reason my dumb brain was like, okay, since I didn't trade all day, let me just go crazy on my contracts. I took a 10 contract trade here. It's embarrassing to say, but this panda went full blown tilt mode. I was tilting, leaning on that bamboo, and took 10 contracts, and I took 4-point stop loss, and so it was negative $2,000. And after that, I was demoralized. I was like, what in the world? I think I was more upset mainly because, most times when we get upset, it's just like, oh my gosh, like I've been trying to getting good setups, and even the good setups are going bad, and like then you start going tilt. But this one was more like I was upset at myself because I knew I made a mistake. I knew I made a money management mistake. I knew I made a setup mistake, technical mistake. It was both psychological and technical, 2 mistakes, and I paid big time for it. So I had a $2,000 hit loss. Good thing I was up a little bit that day already, but still, after that loss, I was like, okay, I need to regroup here. And in my opinion, I wanted to, yeah, like I had to focus I really wanted to, essentially bounce back from this. And then so, on my day off, took a couple trades, and I'm a little bit back. I'm not back from my complete loss, but it's just me. Like, I would feel that confidence right when I hit 10K, thinking I'm invincible, and I did something so stupid. So I think that's something I need to also put into my playbook, where it's not just technical at that point, knowing my mental capital, not to trade those last 5 minutes of the day on a strong downtrend like that, where it's just selling off at the end of the day. Like in my mind, there was like nothing technical for me to have gone into that trade, but I took that hit, and you gotta learn from your losses. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple trades, and try to trade off stream, try to recoup and bounce back a little bit. I didn't recover completely, but this is where we're gonna be. So yeah, 2-legged pullback here off the 20 EMA. 2-legged pullback off here again off the 20 EMA after strong break and retest of this top of this trend line, top of this trading range here. And trap here. I saw this spiking channel, breakup trend, made a new high, and then I wanted a lower high setup, but it wasn't a 2-legged pullback. I was tempted to take this because it was a good signal bar, but then when the trap came, I figured, okay, I'll take the trap. And so I took the trap trade here. Also, Pikachu here. After breaking out, coming back, retesting the top of this. Pikachu trade. Off the 20 EMA. And yep, that's it. So I'm recovered a little bit, but man, I'm still obviously down from that big hit. But hey, pandas, what I always say, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan, pandas. All right, we're about to start in about 6 minutes here. Hey, today's a new day, pandas. Don't let yesterday's loss make you do bad trades. The pattern, the 2-legged pullback, is still good, and we're still scalping it, and we're trying to find the best setups possible on the stream. Let's go, pandas. Let's get this. Let's go, baby. All right, guys. Hey, 72 votes. Most of you guys, actually, it's really break even. It feels like you guys are not sure what today is going to bring. And so I'll go over my analysis, what I think today might bring for us. I'm going to end this poll. I'm going to say good morning to my fellow pandas here. Hey guys, it helps a lot if you hit that like button, by the way. It just lets the YouTube algorithm know about the stream and propagates it to others. And so helps us a lot if you hit that like button. Also, if you engage in the chat, that also helps incredibly a lot as well. So appreciate if you do all those things. That's if you want to support the stream, of course. Let's see here. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rahul from UK. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Kelly Ann. Yeah, let's go, baby. Good morning, Nakam. Welcome back. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Kelly. Oh, sorry again. Oh, there's no sound. Hey, let me know if the sound's okay. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, let's get that AM whiskey. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Hey guys, 300 likes for AM whiskey. Top right of your screen. That's a little small side challenge during the stream. I don't know if you were gonna get there. We honestly have been doing pretty terrible on that challenge, but hopefully we can get there today. All right, Shannon says music is chill. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Mike. Music is good. You guys are saying music is fine. Yep. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, John. Good morning, H. Cow from Louisiana. Good morning, Alex from Pennsylvania. Good morning, ITVRS from upstate New York. Good morning, Sergey. Good morning, SW Blaze. Good morning, Daniel Eyes. Good morning, Phil W. from Toronto. Daniel Eyes wants me to reset the historical. All right, hey, this is for you, Pan. Let's reset the historical here. Good morning, Sergey from Belgium. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Hawaii, Terrence. Good morning, Yoshiaki. Welcome back, welcome back. Yoshiaki, you might need to step it up today. I believe Jason, he's my other faithful mod. He kills as a mod, to be honest. But Yoshiaki, you might need to step it up today because he's gonna be out, I believe. So if you could, that'd be very helpful. Just take care of those spammers and those the shillings. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It reset the historical. Hopefully this is a little bit better for you guys. Yeah, I'm down back to 9K-ish. It's humbling, but hey, we'll get there. We'll get there, pandas. This is a journey. This is definitely a journey. I never said I'm perfect, but we'll get there. Good morning, pandas. Good morning, pandas. Hey, we're about to start in about 3 minutes. Let me go over what I think today is going to happen. What's going to happen today? Can't speak English. All right. Price action. We have a two-legged pullback, or sorry, we have a spiking channel. And this spiking channel has a measure move. With a spike here, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to bring it to the other side here. And at the point of breakout, which is right here, we do have a measure move. And so we have a spiking channel. And this spiking channel is actually breaking above the spike. That's the rare event, but it is breaking above it. And as we can see here, we started going in trading range. This is the daily chart, by the way, on the E-mini. And on the daily, we see that we start to go into trading range. Not only that, we have a wedge top here. And that kind of, I think, triggered this big downfall. Not only that, we have a two-legged, we do have a two-legged pullback here. It's currently it's not, oh, sorry, no, we don't have a two. This is actually a first entry. Sorry about that. This was the two-legged pullback right here. But we can see that this channel has been pretty respected. As we can see, a perfect touch here, right, confirming this channel. And coming back up here, perfect touch to top here, confirming this channel. And we see that we broke down and we came back into this channel here, on the spiking channel. I originally thought that since we closed so strong into this channel that we were going to come back down here. But because of the strong breakdown bar with no follow through, right? This is the follow through bar, no confirmation. In fact, reversal bar coming back up. Now my thinking is fail breakdown, right? And now the top of this channel is acting as a type of support. And we could come back up here and we can have a successful breakout to the upside. Typically, we like to continue trend, and so we have a trend, trading range, and then we come back down and retest, fail breakdown. If we come back up, I'm thinking we're at least going to try to retest the top of this trading range and possibly actually break out to new highs. 1 second. Sorry about that. So I know that you're thinking, okay, there's no way that, you know, but the thing is, you also have to think of the bear case. We do have a strong bear leg here, and we could have a type of measure move. So in my opinion, you know, we got two conflicting things here that could happen. We have a measure move possibility here, but in my opinion, the more likely thing actually is to break out to the upside once again, at least test the top of this trading range. That's what I'm thinking. And typically what does happen is you have some sort of two-legged pullback that looks like this, right? We have break of this this trend here, right? We have this uptrend, first break of trend, retest the top, right? We want to retest the highs, possibly make new highs, and that usually happens in a two-legged pullback fashion. So I'm thinking actually pretty bullish today, in my opinion. Trading range is a bullish day today. But who knows, anything can really happen. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, that we're going to try to hit the top of this trading range here. And I already have it marked here on my 2K chart. The top of that trading range is already marked for me. Hey, market just opened. Let's get into it. Let's find some good two-legged pullbacks. Let's scalp the E-mini here. On this stream, we only use pure price action trading. And we only find one single setup, the two-legged pullback. Not only that, we only trade one single instrument, the E-mini. For every one contract on the E-mini, it is $50 for 1 point. And so, yeah, the idea is we can scale up to, we can scale up the amount of contracts. I'm currently trading 2 contracts now. Let's go, baby. Hey, leave your questions in the chat. I'll get to them sooner or later. Market is open. We are on the top of this trading range, and we can see that we have a downtrend here. I'm gonna get rid of these wedges. I just wanted to mark these wedges. We have a downtrend here, and we failed to touch it. We failed to test it. This could mean we have some downtrend going on right now. But like I said, I think we could possibly come back up and hit this horizontal line here. But let's read the price action. Every bar gives us more information. Helps us give us our edge. As you can see here, the trading range indicator. If you want to know my setup, currently have the 20 EMA, solid blue line. Dash line is a 240 SMA. And custom indicator, the numbers above and below the candles are it's an indicator that automatically counts legs and identifies second entries. And so if you look at the super signal on the right here, this diamond tells you what kind of leg it's going to be. And so when this diamond turns dark green like this or dark red, that means it's a two-legged pullback coming up. As you can see, A, B, C. And now we have a potential two-legged pullback here. Not interested in this two-legged pullback because we're under this trade right at the top of this trading range. Very good signal bar though, but top of the trading range, plus we are, in a sense, maybe we had tested this. This might be the test of this trend line, so we might come back down to the bottom of this channel. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I typically don't like to go long at the top of trading ranges, which is what this would have been, going long right into the top of a trading range. But this could be a successful point. I'm not really trying to go long until we break this trend line here, or if we're really overextended and we have a good reversal pattern here. So currently, I'm not trying to go long right into that, but hey, it does make a point for you, for those who went long. So congrats for anyone who took this two-legged pullback. It was a good signal bar, but you had a couple of things against you, and this is why I didn't want to take that. But that is a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. Two-legged pullback, A, B, C. Two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. But in my opinion, it was the top of the trading range, at least as far as I could tell. And so I decided not to take it. Also, magenta boxes are traps, and these red and green lines is also a custom indicator that automatically finds trading ranges using pure price action. If you want to know more information about the custom indicators, you can check out the official website at the bottom right of your screen or in the description at www.twoleggedpullback.com. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Let's read some price action, yeah? Let's do this. So now we're breaking above this trend line, which is what I was worried about. I thought it would act as some sort of resistance, but bulls are saying, nope, not today. Gonna go into the 10K chart. This is how the 10K chart looks like at the moment. Let me reload the historical on this. I'm not sure if this is most accurate here. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting price action right there. But the 10K chart, we are in this big range here, right, on the 10K chart. And so we can come back up to at least yesterday's close. This could be a failed breakdown. Right, this is the big channel. Let me clean it up a little bit here. Whoa, where are you going? Ooh, okay. Sorry, this is like loading up. I think something just happened. That was funky. 1 second here. There we go. All right, it's reloaded. So we have this upwards trend line, and it's a two-tier channel. And as you can see, the midline is acting as resistance, as it did, right? All Friday or overnight session. Yeah, actually all Friday. Mid acted as resistance. And finally, the reversal happened on the H4 on the 10K chart. The 10K chart produced two H4s, which is crazy in my opinion, on Friday. H4s are so rare on the 10K chart. But we do have the first break of this trend line. And so, thinking possible fail breakdown, coming back up to the top of the trading range. But we shall see. The 5-minute chart. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-minute chart. We're on a strong uptrend on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart has also a downtrend here. Ooh, it's going up. Okay. So kind of what I'm predicting here, we're gonna try to test the top of this trading range, or top of the top of the trading range, which I marked here on the 2K chart. We are on the uptrend now. Shan, Yoshiaki, if you're there, could you take care of Shan or Sean? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, Aspect Nation. Welcome back. All right, what's happening here? We're at the top of this channel now. As you can see, from this pivot low to this pivot low, into this pivot high. Maybe go over a little bit how channels are made. We want to make channels going upwards, right? On uptrends, we connect pivot lows. Why do we connect pivot lows? It's because for uptrends, typically you look for higher lows. And so that's why we connect the pivot lows. And then after you find two pivot lows that when connected and you make an extended line, it does not intersect any other points. You make a parallel line and then you go to the other side between these two pivot lows and then try to find a point when attached does not intersect any other points. For instance, if I go here, this is not as accurate because look at, we already broke above it. It's more accurate to use this trend line, but to this pivot high. So we see that we hit the top of the pivot or top of the channel and now we're breaking above it. This is actually not a bad second entry to go into in my opinion, but we are in a breakout here. Signal bar is not the best. Ended right at the 50% level of the signal bar. This two-leg pullback does make a perfect scalp, makes an absolute scalp now. Not too bad actually, because we have a two-leg pullback that looks like this. And the reason why I said that I might even consider this because we're at the top of this channel, right? We're also retesting this trend line, hit the 240 SMA as well. So we had a lot of things that and plenty of room to the 20 EMA. That this two-legged pullback actually was not a bad trade. The signal bar is not the best. It does have a pretty nice wick to go short, but there could be better setups in my opinion. I just think that I see this I see yesterday's close right here, or last trading day's close, which is this dash red line. Seeing how close we are to it, like I wouldn't be surprised if we trapped up to it because these typically act as magnets, these key areas. And so I was thinking possibly it could act as a magnet to get up here. So I wasn't sure. Morning pandas. John, thanks for the info. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I don't know why it's making that noise, but I'll look into it to figure out off stream. Thanks for the heads up. Hey, anything to make this stream better experience for you guys. Shan, can someone take care of Shan? If not, goodbye. Shan, we only look at one instrument here. If you ask again, I will hide you. We only look at one instrument here. No shillings. What am I looking for now? Possible two-legged pullback back to the key area here. Since the 20 EMA and the bottom of this trend line are so close together, I'd rather wait for the bottom of the trend line to hit and possibly break out a little bit, right? Fail breakout and come back in. I'd rather look for that setup than a two-legged pullback at the 20 EMA. Regardless, the pullback at the 20 EMA is a first entry, so not even interested in that. So I want a nice something like this. Maybe slight breakout here with a nice tail, good signal bar, and then I like to enter long here if possible. That's what I'm looking for. 5 minute, incredible. You know what? The 5 minute is giving me a different story. The 5 minute hit the top of this, failed to break out, it's reversing pretty convincingly now. Very strong reversal here on the 5 minute. Big bull bar, big bear bar, showing confusion in the market. Absolutely incredible on the 5 minute. We got no setups right now. Regardless, big reversal on the 5 minute. But let's see. I want to see how it reacts to the 20 EMA. But in my opinion, this could be giving us signs of trading range. when you have big confusion like this, big bull bar, big bear bar, you just think confusion. Some of you might think, okay, actually this is just a reversal, which, you know, there's credence to that because you did hit the top of this channel and it rejected off of it. But, you know, I have not yet forgotten this. You know, I'm still thinking about this trend line. This trend line, this ascending channel is still valid, right? Because we didn't break below it yet. And so even though this huge bear bar is here, we still have this trend line on the 5 minute, that is. We got no setups though. We don't even have a two-legged pullback here. And now this bear leg here actually goes underneath the 20 EMA with a pretty strong bear bar here. So a little confused. This could be a reversal here. One thing to note, we missed the top of this trading range by 1 tick. In a sense, we did not fill this gap yet. There's a gap here from these lows, right, to this high. Hope that makes sense. And that can tell us that there's still bullishness here, right? The lows here, right, this whole bar could be a gap, as Al Brooks would call it. And the way that Al Brooks defines a gap is essentially a breakout. And what's helpful to know, why that's helpful to know, is because when you have this strong... Oh, hey, thank you, thank you. We got a new panda. Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, thanks for becoming a panda. Hey, enjoy your green name. Thank you for the support. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge. It will develop over time. Currently, it's on the first pullback. Enjoy priority responding to your questions and comments. And also, enjoy your emoticons, your fresh panda emoticons. Shiloh Shannon says, hey, let's go, baby. Yo, Panda, say hi to our new panda here. Give him a warm welcome. Shiloh Shannon asks, Ninja asked about updating expiry. Hey, I think, in my opinion, I wait for the expiration. I wait about maybe 1 or 2 days after the actual expiration, because the volume is very low, typically on the new contract. So I'm gonna wait a little bit here, for me at least. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I'm doing. We have a two-legged pullback, but so far below the 20 EMA plus the 5 minute huge bear bar, but we're approaching the 20 EMA now, showing confusion. Ooh, I cannot go into this. I cannot go into the second entry long. I can't. This broke down down here under the 20 EMA. Like typically you look for a trap here. Gap has been filled also. Oh, signal bar is a doji. I mean, you typically look for a trap at this point, in my opinion. But we did break out here. Broke out on the upside here. Broke down on the downside here. Typically look for a trap in this scenario. Breaking below the 20 EMA. Perfect scalp made. Just a perfect scalp. You could have potential trap traders here. Sorry for the noise outside. There are people doing landscaping outside. I think my last stream, they're actually doing like construction. And apparently you guys were all like... I couldn't respond to any comments, but I went over and read it again, and you guys were all commenting about all the noise. So sorry if you can hear all that lawn mowing. I need Jason. Mods, please take care of these guys. So this is a potential trap here. It's a perfect scalp. That means this swing went exactly 5 ticks. And so since in actual trading, when you trade live, your order gets filled first in, first out. Some people are definitely trapped here. There are people who did not get filled here, who did not hit their target, or hit their target but did not get filled. And so now this perfect scalp is acting as a trap. So that's why you're seeing instantly a scalp was made on the other side on that trap. So I was looking for a magenta box here, but we got a gold box, and I like to look for magenta boxes. They're a little stronger for me. But that's why I like to mark the perfect scalps as well with these gold boxes. So that went exactly 5 ticks, which is just perfect for a scalper. But when I say perfect, it doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. It's a good thing if you want to trade opposite of that. But a perfect scalp means that it just hit 5 ticks, and so there could be trap traders. I know it sounds like a good thing. It's like, oh, it's a perfect scalp. Must have been a perfect setup or something, but actually it means something not good if you're in the scalp. And I like to consider 6 ticks an absolute scalp, because that means that anyone who's scalping for 1 point is out. We are retesting the bottom of this trend line, or this trend line where came out, broke out, retest. We had a good signal bar and enough room to the top of this this trend line. I would consider, but there's not enough room to the top of this trend line, plus terrible signal bar at the moment. And now we're closing underneath this trend line. So that big 5-minute bear bar had follow through. Let's see what happens, and failed to break out here. That could give us a big clue of today. Could possibly be a reversal, and we could have a bear day today. But in my opinion, looking at the daily, I mean, really anything can happen because we're in the middle of the trading range. So we can come back down to the bottom of the trading range still. But in my opinion, sooner or later, we're going to try to hit the top of this trading range. And I just don't know when. I just do not know when. That's my thinking. Typically you make a new high here. So I do have some time in my mind thinking we're going to have a strong uptrend. But as we get more and more price action on the intraday charts, that gives us more accurate information. So we're trading charts that's in front of us. I have a couple premises in mind, but and as the chart develops, then once the premises gets kind of confirmed for me, then it gives me confidence to trade a certain way, depending on which premise is getting confirmed. Right now, my premise of coming all the way up here to this horizontal line is being greatly challenged. And so I'm thinking perhaps change my premise, thinking that we might be on a downtrend day today because of that 5-minute chart. That 5-minute chart is very telling. Could be very telling for us. Failed breakout coming down. Let's see if we make a double bottom here. If we make a double bottom here, then we could have a reversal. But I'm not looking to go long really until we break this trend line. Right? We have this strong bear channel at the moment, this bear trend channel, and it's tight. And so this means a strength from the bears. And you do not want to go long until this trend line is broken. Right? You do not want to go opposite of this until this trend line is broken, in my opinion. You could consider going long here, betting that this bottom, double bottom, will be successful. But then you have to manage your trade in a certain way where that will be profitable. Right? If you're betting on this double bottom, then you have to have a high, or you would have to have really high reward and low risk, but also low probability. You're going to have a tight stop loss, but also a big reward. Swing traders could consider this to be a double bottom, and they want to confirm the double bottom. Usually you confirm the double bottom with a higher low setup. But this double bottom is being challenged at the moment. Right? So you want a higher low setup. So essentially you want to set up like this. Something like this. If you want to be very, very, if you want to have a very high probable trade, you let this make the higher low, right? It essentially looks like a two-legged pullback, right? But here, I'll go through the whole scenario, but this could be a higher low setup. This reversal is very risky, in my opinion. This is less risky, the higher low setup. But the best thing to look for actually is, right, this two-legged pullback making a trap. This is the highest probable trade that you can possibly go into on this reversal, a trap trade for reversal here. So this is the best setup in terms of if you want to trade this double bottom. So this double bottom makes a perfect scalp at the moment. But notice we're still under this trend line. Like we're still in this channel. We're still going down. Makes a absolute scalp. You're absolutely scalped out now. You want to, in my opinion, like you want to see like some decisive reversal here. You want to see a strong break of this 20 EMA, and that will also increase your chances, right? If this reversal here for this double bottom, like people right now, traders, you know, there are some like people who are betting who would take this first bet and say, okay, I'm thinking double bottom. But traders, I think personally, are not confident yet. You know, they want to see strong evidence that we are reversing here on the strong downtrend. We've been downtrending the entire overnight session. We had our first break of this trend line. We're coming back down to retest the bottom here. We just do not know if we have found the actual bottom yet. And as more and more price action develops, we'll get more and more confident. But currently, right, that was risky for those who took that. But we want a higher low setup, which will trigger here. But think about it, you know, if you're trying to go long here, you want to see good evidence. You want to see, okay, strong breaks above the 20 EMA, strong breaks above this trend line, strong bull bars ending near their high. You know, you want to have all these bullish price action to help you find that edge that you need. And so right now, I don't see it, right? Right now, I see strong bull bars, but not much follow through. We do have a higher low setup potentially here, but not interested because of this trend line blocking the way. And so you have all these things going against you at the moment. Right now, you're wedged, right, at this double bottom and this trend line. And so we might find some fight here. We might see some choppiness here. That does give you also another absolute scalp. And so you got to take that into consideration. Right? On a downtrend, the bulls are making points. Does that make sense? Right? On a downtrend, should bulls make points? No, they shouldn't. But these bulls are all making points, showing the strength of the bulls here. Right? Strong bull bar ending near its high. You know, you could be a little eager here, and this is a two-legged pullback, but bouncing off the bottom, right? This potential double bottom here. I'm not interested in going short here. You know, it's just too close to this double bottom. So not interested. I'm actually more interested in possibly the trap trade here. So the higher low did trigger, but then we could have this trap here, which I drew a long time ago. It's a little off though. I wish there were more. It was a stronger, convincing break above the 20 EMA, but we could have a potential trap here. And how am I going to know it's a trap? Well, easy. If you look at the indicator, it will give you a magenta box. Right? It'll give you a magenta diamond showing you that there is a trap there. But I'm anticipating trap, and the way I can do that is by looking for this two-legged pullback, thinking we're at a reversal spot, potential double bottom, and if this reverses here, makes less than a point, we want to take that reversal for a trap. You know, we want to trap those traders. Currently, it's not giving us a trap right now. It is actually this leg right here is becoming stronger, but the 20 EMA is still acting as a type of resistance, as you can see. We haven't yet closed above it. This bar is developing above it, but has not yet closed above it yet. So we're waiting here. Good morning, pandas. Good morning. Kevin Daughtry says, "Hi Panda, why doesn't the gold box vanish after a pure scalp has been made?" The gold box will vanish on the super signal, but it will not vanish if it actually does trigger. The reason why is because this is a perfect scalp no matter what, right? This is showing the reversal of the perfect scalp. So this is the perfect scalp, 5 ticks. It goes exactly 5 ticks. From here to here is 5 ticks. It's $1.25. And then once it reverses, the perfect scalp reverses. So the perfect scalp will not disappear if it's already triggered, but if the perfect scalp is being developed and then it makes more than a scalp, like for instance, this trap here will disappear if this goes beyond 1 point. But right now, this trap is still good, and I can consider this trap. Consider this trap trade here. Thinking double bottom, possible reversal here. And also have the premise that we might come back up here. And so I have potential trap trade. If we get like 2 or 3 more bars that are like sideways, then this trap, like if we start to show choppiness here, then this trap becomes less and less likely to make a point. Time frame is 2000 tick chart. That's my main chart, bread and butter. I also look at the 10K chart. Ooh, bottom of this trading range. I mean, this honestly looks kind of bearish to me. When I see this price action and just looking at this, this actually looks bearish to me, but going way beyond the breakout now, right? Retest the bottom of the trend line. Man, that's a nice two-legged pullback on the 10K chart. Very nice signal bar. The 5-minute also showing. So this is actually looking more bearish to me. But let's take this trap trade. I'm willing to take this trap here. Not convincingly trading above the 20 EMA as you can see, which gives me some hesitation for this trap. And also trading range bar here, right? We have a doji here. Trap. Okay, so trap's gone, as you can see. It turned gold and then when it hit 5 ticks and then reverse. So that was a nice two-legged pullback just off the 20 EMA here. For those who took that trade, congrats. Terrible signal bar, but with this failed breakout to go upside, that could have been more confidence to go short after the trigger bar. But obviously, I was thinking of the trap, but in my mind, thinking that it wasn't above the 20 EMA very convincingly. Right, there's no gap from the bars, from the low of the bars. There's no gap between the low of the bar and the 20 EMA. That means it's still basically acting as resistance. And like I said, this does look bearish in my opinion when I saw it on the higher tick frame. This is a 10,000 tick frame. It does look a little bearish, especially with the retest, pullback retest right there. The 5-minute coming back to the bottom of the channel. Failed breakout. Went straight to the bottom channel. I'm going to adjust this. Update my channel here. Can actually use this all the way over here now. We had a channel up, breaking above, now breaking below. So in my opinion, this move is already completed. Right? Fail breakout, or potential fail breakout. So this move is done, in my opinion. So anything can happen at this point. Right, struggling to break above the 20 EMA, showing us bearishness, making a new low of the day today. I'm gonna mark the bottom on the daily. I'm gonna mark the bottom of this. It's at 21, 21, 21, 21, 25. 21, 21, 25. Let's just use the one. 21, 21. 41, 21, 25. Right here. That's the bottom of the daily on the trading range. This is the bottom on the daily. This is the top of the daily. A lot of noise here. Let me clear up some of the charts here. Breakup trend. Made a new low. Potential reversal here. Could be a potential reversal here. Breakup trend. New low. But on a downtrend, major trend reversals do not work. Most of the time they fail. So if we are in a strong downtrend and this major trend reversal fails, right, this should be a good second entry to actually enter into now. But struggling to break above the 20 EMA. If this traps here, then I think we're actually in a downtrend. Because the major trend, people who are trading this major trend reversal now, right, breakup trend, new low, two-legged pullback after that. My trade here is a higher low setup if I were to go, if I really think this is a major trend reversal. But if this traps here, this is why we don't take the first one. I like to take the second one on a higher low setup because it can be risky here. Like if this is a downtrend and this major trend reversal, there's no such thing as, you know, in the major trend reversal, the major trend reversals typically fail. Pretty good trigger bar, but hitting the bottom of this trading range at the moment. Hitting its head right at the bottom of the trading range created by the trading range indicator. Yeah, I'm going to update this since we broke out, came back in. Updating this now. Let's not be lazy with our charting. Let's make sure we have all relevant lines. I'm actually going to go back pretty far to see. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to get rid of all these lines. They are a lot of noise. Okay. So this is where I look for the higher low setup here if I were to enter this. So this is successfully making a scalp, right? In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 points almost. Trading range now. Still struggling. Right, spike in channel now. Spike, channel. Still struggling to get above. Let's see if we get a good swing here. I don't like how it's, I do not like how it's struggling to go above the 20 MA. Therefore, I'm gonna skip this higher low setup. I do not like how it's struggling. Just to get above 20 MA, it's struggling. So this is a potential higher low setup. I would think maybe a trap trade is the only trade I'll consider to go long at this moment. All right, this is the higher low setup here. I'm thinking trap trade, two-legged pullback trap trade here. That's the only long I would consider at this point. That higher low setup, in my opinion, is risky because we're showing obvious resistance at the 20 MA still. This higher low does make a point for you. And so you have the two-legged pullback after the break of trend. The break of trend made a new low, and then it typically makes a two-legged pullback after the break of trend, right? It makes a new low in a two-legged pullback fashion, such as this. Good signal bar reverses. I had my reservations why I didn't trade there, but I'm considering taking a trap here if it does trigger. Now that we're going above the 20 MA. And this could be a double bottom, lower double bottom, simply here. Let's see if we get a trap here. We're at the top of this trading range now. But still looking for a trap. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry I've been talking a lot. I've been missing your... Hey guys, by the way, if you want more information about this indicator, two-legged pullback indicator, you can check out the official website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. Also, hey, hit that like button. If you've been following this channel for a long time and you're finding this stuff helpful for you, or if you're just enjoying the content, hey, it helps us a lot if you hit that like button. If you think it's worth hitting that like button, then please be my guest. You're only just being honest. If you like this video and you hit that like button, helps the channel grow. You know, if you're not in a place to help financially, there's also a way you can help with my morning coffee, to donate my morning coffee. You can become a panda by hitting that join button. Doji bar. We're actually top of the trading range by the trading range indicator, right? Giving me mixed signals here, but this trend line here is making me want to go into this trap. If we get a trap trade here, I'm interested. That means this two-legged pullback makes less than a point. A, B, C. Right, it's making less than a point, hitting the key area here, which is this trend line. And we could potentially have a trap trade here. Currently perfect scalp made, so trap is now gone. But some people might still want to consider using this perfect scalp as a trap here. You can use this as a trap actually. Potential trap, but in my opinion, because we're at the top of this trading range now, it's not strong enough for me. I would like an actual trap, but this definitely have potential trap traders. Okay, so that reverses. That does make it two-legged pullback, does give you a scalp, and we're coming back down. So that major trend reversal fails essentially. But let's see here. We're just in this trading range now. Trading range indicator being very accurate at the moment, giving us trading range there. Making lower highs here. This could be the potential spike in channel now that we might be looking for. Proper swing. Spike in channel. Let's see what's happening here. $10K chart telling me anything new? 10K chart, man. If you just took every single second entry on a 10K chart, you would have been more than successful. This was an entire swing right here. 10K chart. So nice. It's too nice, too nice. 5-minute chart being choppy. Stuck in this trading range and the 5-minute chart. But look, hitting the top, hitting the 20 MA. Must consider all these things. Bottom of the trading range acting as resistance at the moment. We do have a Pikachu setup, but we also have an H4 setup potentially setting up here. So I'll be interested in taking the short on the H4 if the context is good. Because I think we're in a spiking channel now. Trading range indicator giving us the bottom of the trading range at the moment. Potential H4. Ooh, but still okay, H4's gone. Lower high does make a scalp here. This channel looks broad enough. We could do two-way trading here. A, B, C. We are having some price action. In my opinion, the price action is giving us trading range, but also giving us downtrend, right? We're actually struggling to stay above the 20 EMA still. Confusion for me. No strong conviction to really go into these trades here. I have slightly downtrend bias at the moment still, because this spiking channel, in my opinion, is in play. Megan asks, am I using the default? Yes, I'm using the default settings of the trading range indicator. I'm not sure if your chart looks different than mine. Like if your tick chart looks different than mine, then you might be getting different trading ranges. The reason being is because it's using price action to detect these trading ranges. So if your like tick chart looks different, then your trading ranges might look different. Trap does trigger here. Like kind of like wanted to go into that trap actually. Struggling though to make a point. I like to go in traps when in the certain areas, but here it's not ideal in my opinion. Because I think we could be possible trading range here, and we can come back right into this trading range. The trap does make a perfect scalp though, but it makes an absolute scalp now. But that's a trap right there, the magenta box. Approaching the bottom of this channel, of the spiking channel. If we have an H4 at the bottom of this spiking channel, then I'll consider it. But right now, since we didn't even hit it yet, I wanted to actually have a failed breakout, touch it. It's not close enough for me. Typical trading range behavior though at the moment. That's what I was scared of was going to happen with this trap. Scalps out first before reversing into the back into the trading range. 5 minute could be trapping. I don't see a trap on the 5 minute. I do see a two-legged pullback on the 5 minute though. A nice two-legged pullback from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. A, B, C. By the way, if you want to know more information about two-legged pullbacks, you can check out the description. There are playlists there going into details of what a two-legged pullback is. Currently, in my opinion, like no good setups at the moment for me. I mean, you could have traded this trading range, but in my opinion, it's a little risky. You typically want to do like higher lows or lower highs on trading ranges. Thing is, right, the lower high here was this low, right, kind of dangerous, right. The higher low setup was right here, which potentially I was thinking about, but I was more considering the trap trade because we were stuck under the 20 EMA. I just was not sure how the spiking channel was going to look like. But I think the spiking channel is pretty clear now. We do have a two-legged pullback happening on the 10K chart. However, I'm not interested. Big bar here. Trading range getting choppy on the 10K chart. Even though it's very high chance this will make a point for you. A very high chance, like 80% chance to make a point. It will have big risk and also trading range. You know, it's just, in my opinion, better setups out there. So yeah, even the trading range, I mean, it could be as simple as buying low, selling high, but in my opinion, I like to do the higher low, lower high setups. And so that's why even in this trading range, I see it clearly. Very clear. This trading range is very clear in my opinion. But because I like to look for the higher low, lower high setups, and this trading range is a little too tight for really that to happen, it seems like. Right, we have the lower highs, a higher low setup here with this 2. You can see with the 2 means it's a higher low. So the two-legged pullback indicator is good because it not only gives you second entries, but it gives you all the leg counts. And so, you know, you can know it's a higher low just by seeing the 2 here. You know, seeing numbers, 2s. You know, every single number that's increasing, right, that's above 1, it's basically a higher low or lower high setup. So this is a higher low setup with a super signal. You can see here, it will stay this way unless this low breaks the previous pivot low, then this will change to a 1. But right now, as long as it's above this pivot low, this 2 will stay at 2 and it will be a higher low setup. But I don't like how we're making lower highs. I still don't like how we're struggling to go above the 20 MA. Like, in my opinion, this looks like downtrend still to me. So, not really interesting going long, actually. And look at that. The 10K triggers a two-legged pullback. And just reverses down. That's why you do not just trade every second entry. Not every second entry is created equal. But that's big risk. Some people might consider that to be worth it. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bar risk right here if you want to put 1 tick below the signal bar. It's currently reversing. So it actually looks pretty good. It's a higher low setup here, but terrible signal bar. Looking for a trap trade here if we can. I mean, the only way I'll go long at this point is a trap, in my opinion. If we get a trap going to the upside. Unless we're getting very convinced. Unless we're very convinced we're in an uptrend. I think I'll be very convinced if we break this trend line. Then I think we'll be very convinced to go, to be going long. But until then, not very convinced. I'll be convinced maybe to go on a trap. That'll be my only trade. Making lower lows, lower highs still. This could not even get to the low of the previous candle. H4 on 10K? I don't think so. It's not an H4. For me, the 4 has to be a trap for it to be H4. Strong bull bars ending near their high, showing some strong buying pressure. Again, the only way I would really want to go long at this point is, again, higher low setup does make a point for you. I want to trap. I want to trap. Two-legged pullback here again. Whoops. 1 second. A, B, C. Trap trade. Trying to look for a trap here. Let's see if we can get it. I will not take the trap if the trap cannot make a point before hitting the top of this. The 10K. So for those who took this 10K, actually you're sweating, but reverses, fails to break down and reverses, and so thinking coming back trading range. My original premise might be good now, where I'm thinking we're gonna hit the top here. Yesterday's close or Friday's close, and also top of the trading range on the daily right here. Targets, very reachable targets in my opinion. I was waiting for this kind of reversal today, but again, not convinced unless we break above this trend line. Then I'll be really convinced. I'm looking for a trap though, essentially still. But hey, market's being stingy. It's not even giving us a trap. Alex Lexa Bonet asks, what happened to my balance? If you rewind a little bit, I go over what happened to my balance. If you go back to the beginning of the stream. trap, potential trap here. But good signal bar, right? Very good signal bar to actually just go short. Ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky. That's a very good signal bar to go short. Looking for a trap trade. It's a little bit away from a 20 MA, but I'm okay with that. Ooh, oh, I went in early on that trap. If this trap doesn't trigger, I'm gonna, okay, trap triggers. Gonna keep the stop loss at 1 tick below signal bar because we have potential to come back to the 20 EMA. And I don't want to hold it all the way back to the 20 EMA. But trap does trigger here. It's a little far from the 20 EMA, which gives me some reservation. So that's why I am decreasing my risk here, putting it 1 tick below the signal bar. Thinking that if it does reverse here, it'll probably come back to the 20 MA, which I will re-enter with a two-legged pullback. So this trap still hasn't failed yet. Still in this trade. Scalping 1 point and hopefully have a runner here. I don't know if my runner will get very far though, to be honest, but I'll hold it for you guys so we can see how we can manage it if it does trigger. We got an H4 set up here potentially. H4 does trigger. I almost want to take the H4 on the reversal here. I really like H4s. Oh boy. Struggling to make a point here. But I like this H4 setup. I might reverse this trade and just get into this H4. Unfortunately. I would like to make a point though before H4 triggers. Or the reversal. But L4, this will be technically L4. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Got the scalp. Hey, so right now this is free money, quote unquote free money. But like I really thought that I should have just scalped out my 2 points. But hey, money's money. Let's go, baby. H4 setup. Terrible signal bar on the H4 setup, but we are at a key area actually with the H4. But I do not like that signal bar. Signal bar is very bad. I might consider, if this H5 fails, I might consider to go on to the H5 or L5 really. Let's see if this does trigger and fails, like spikes up and comes back down, creates a big wick, then I'll be interested in the reversal. But this is a terrible signal bar. Not interested on this H4 yet. And if this goes without me, I'm fine with that. Let's go, baby. H4 setup, man, I almost just want to take it, but I'm waiting for the higher probable trade, which is actually the H5 to trigger and fails to reverse or fails to keep going up and reverses, thinking we're coming back to the 20 MA. We are at a key area at the moment, as you can see with this trend line. I want to see a little more evidence. Because I was such a bad signal bar on the H4, I didn't want to take it. But if this comes up right? If it triggers the the L5, but for some reason I feel like the H4 is gonna be a successful point here on its own. It's not gonna need this L5. I'm sticking to my guns here. I'm okay losing this. I'm okay just missing this trade. I had my reasons. I had a better setup in mind that I was waiting for. Guess what happens? The L4 makes a point on a terrible signal bar. Good context though. Good context. Pretty good context, in my opinion. But terrible signal bar, some choppiness, and I had a better setup waiting for me. I wanted the H5 to trap, 5 pushes up, because sometimes on H4s or L4 setups, that L4 L5 will trigger and it will just create like a quick spike and then reverse. And that's what I was waiting for, but it did not happen. We do have a two-legged pullback coming here. A, B, C, back to the 20 EMA. Struggling to get above this trend line though, as you can see. Right? Then we have the 240 SMA to also act as resistance. But in my opinion, I still have this premise. Friday's close, also daily trading range high. Right? On the daily, we have a trading range that I said early on in my analysis what kind of day I think it's going to be. In my opinion, either trading range day or could be a bull trend day, because typically what happens after a failed breakdown, also test, right, bouncing off the top of this channel. Typically what happens is that we come back up and break out to the other side, continuing the original trend. That's typically what happens. And so my bias is actually long sometime today, thinking we're gonna hit the top of this trading range, and also maybe retest and make new highs. That is my premise because of the daily. I think that's what the daily is saying. And if you read Al Brooks's his reviews, like he does, like, man, if you don't follow Al Brooks, like his free stuff, he like puts like daily reviews out every single day, and he does reviews of what he thinks of the daily chart and weekly charts and 5-minute charts, puts all that out for free. And I think you have to be a fool just to not at least, you know, read some of that and digest it. So he thinks we have potential to also go higher as well. But for every bear case, there's a bull case. And so he also recognizes we are in a trading range also. And so anything can really happen. But most likely what will happen is that. Getting choppy now here. We do have a Pikachu forming here, but bouncing off the top, right? Bouncing off this trend line, seeing how we could not break above it, I am not interested in going on this long. I'm not interested. Because if resistance acts as resistance, you do not want to trade counter to that. If you see resistance acting as resistance, which it's doing right now, then I'm not trying to go long here. In fact, I might even try to go short on a trap, who knows. But when resistance acts as resistance, even though this is going to be the best signal bar in the world, to me, I do not want to trade against that. Doji bar, regardless. Some will consider this bullish because it's ending near the high, but to me, the body is, in my opinion, if you're thinking about in a smaller time frame, this is a trading range. That's what dojis are, right? That's why dojis are important, right? In my opinion, the important thing about dojis is that you have a 1-bar trading range. So you have doji here, doji here, doji here, doji here. All these dojis showing us trading ranges within 1 bar, and that makes confusion for the market. Because typically in trading ranges, what happens? Fail breakouts, fail breakdowns. So even though this is doji and it took 1 tick above it, triggering a 2-legged pullback, right? Thoughts and prayers for those who went long here, but you know, because the resistance acts as resistance, I'm not trying to go long into that. This could give you a point though. I mean, of course, anything can give you a point. But in my opinion, you know, if you're going to trade this hundreds and hundreds of times, that's a dangerous play. Also, not enough room to the bottom of the trading range here. So thoughts and prayers to you for those who went long there. on that two-legged pullback. It could still make a point, don't get me wrong, but that's why thoughts and prayers. If you are in there, hopefully he does give you a point. This trap immediately gives you a perfect scalp, immediately gives you absolute scalp, so thoughts and prayers to those who try to go long there on a two-legged pullback. When the resistance acted as resistance, you do not want to trade counter to that. That's exactly why you do not want to do that. Strong bull, strong bear bar now, ending near its low. 10K struggling to get above the 20 EMA. It is creating small gaps though, between the low of the bar and the 20 EMA, showing moving average gaps, showing some bullishness, but strong bull bar, but trading range. You look to the left, trading range. So, in my opinion, this could be a bear leg in a trading range. Still, we are in a bear bias at the moment though. Again, as you can see, I switched my bias from bear to bull, or bull to bear to bull to bear. I switched it already about 3 or 4 times, my bias. Well, what does that tell us? Pandas, what does that mean? If I've already switched my bias 3 or 4 times, what does that possibly mean? What could that possibly be telling us? It means trading range. It means that we're a trading range behavior, where both bulls and bears have a case. Hence, trading ranges are created, right? They're almost a natural consequence of what happens because they're both bulls and bear, both bull and bear cases happening simultaneously. And so because of that, these trading ranges, this is where trading ranges happen. Exactly, Pandas, SW Blaze, Jonas, exactly. And as you can see, we are in a trading range, right? We thought we were gonna break out, but then we came right back down. We came back down in, in glorious fashion. Look at this. 2 strong bear bars finishing in less than, a couple seconds, right? 2,000 ticks in each of these bars. Happened so quickly, right? I was considering going that trap here, but yeah, I don't know. I should have gone that trap. I think I hesitated. I think in my mind, it might have had some support at the top of this trading range created over here. Thinking it might have acted as some sort of support. Not sure there was enough room to the bottom right here. The top of this trading range, exactly 5 ticks from the bottom here to here. So that's why I probably didn't want to enter that just without thinking much about it. Higher low setup now. Don't forget to the left. We do have strong bear bars, but also trading range. Could be a bear leg in a trading range. Gonna look in the higher time frames. Higher time frames does help us in these choppy markets, in my opinion. Because even in the choppiness here, as you can see, the 10K chart, we have no traps, right? Even though it's so choppy, there's no traps on the 10K chart, which is nice, right? Which helps us, gives us a little more clarity here. That's why I like the 10K chart in choppy days. When the 2K chart's choppy, I like to go to the 10K chart because typically the 10K chart, the chop would have resolved itself, right, within 1 bar. 1 bar is like 5 candles on a 2K chart, so that's why I like to use the higher time frames as well. We are making lower highs here. Still in a pretty strong downtrend. You can see very clearly this channel here. This 2-legged pullback failed to come back up to the top here. Making new lows now. I'm thinking downtrend now. Making new lows like that. Oh, but who knows? Because trading range day, I might switch it again very soon. Just depends. I need confirmation on this downtrend. I think, in my opinion, this could be the confirmation of the downtrends. Seeing how well it respected this pivot, this channel, right? Seeing how well it respected it makes me think downtrend day. When you have that many, bears all in unison going short right at that trend line, basically the bears could be vibing, and that synchronization from the bears could give us a good Steve Y asks, does your daily bias affect what kind of trades you take? Yes, it does. Always in the back of my mind. But you also have very short-term trends, right, within that. But I think because of the bias I may have and some of the price targets I have in the back of my mind potential reversal spots and Yeah, and so in my mind, I'm still thinking trading range, right? I'm not full blown bear trend yet because of that, and because of that, it might affect my trading. But really, it does help when you have like a clear, like if I had a clear uptrend and I had that, and I have this target, then it's like, okay, then I think I know where we're going now. I think the market wants to go there. But, you know, I saw a strong bull trend, but could not break above. Like I said, I'm not convinced unless this trend is broken. Like I said that early on, and it has not broken yet. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not convinced yet. I don't know if we're gonna hit the top or possibly the bottom of the trading range of the daily. We do have another trap here, but also a wedge, right? We have a wedge here. 3 pushes down, creating a wedge. So I'm not really interested in going short here, right? Also to the bottom of this channel. Actually, this is invalid because we broke above it, made a new high. So no more downtrend there. We do have this downtrend to consider. Right, the only way you can really reverse this is a higher low setup, in my opinion. But, you know, again, clearly under the 20 MA, we have a lot more price action that needs to happen. We need clear break of trend. We need retest of the lows. We need a higher low setup, potential trap setup. Like we need all of this price action to happen until we're like, okay, I want to go long here now. I mean, we have these strong bear bars, but within a trading range, all of this can happen. So get ready. Look at that. Now trading above the 20 MA. Close above the 20 MA. Strong bear bars making new lows, failing to make new highs. Strong bull bars within a downtrend. You know, that should make some, you know, that should trigger some, you know, signal or some red flags. Like what's going on? Downtrend? Or is this downtrend as strong as we think it is? Right? Strong bull bars within it. Strong, like not much follow through after this push down. Strong swing down, but not much follow through. There was follow through here, but now we made a new high. We broke this pivot high. What are we thinking here, pandas, right? This is why trading range days, you're going to switch your premise like all the time. And that in itself is a signal. Manish asks, where are the recaps for Albrook's? It's on his website. I'll post a link up soon. Give me 1 second. Look at this. Strong reversal. Coming right back into this now. Now I'm thinking after this failed breakout, higher chances to actually for this to reverse now. But man, we need a higher high first. We really do need a higher high. Strong bull bars ending near their high. Strong buying pressure, right? Strong selling pressure here. Strong buying pressure reversing this. I mean, this could be the breakout that I'm looking for. But again, not convinced until we convincingly break above this trend line. Posted a link to Al Brooks's trading course blog. This is where you can find his daily reviews. Hey, when you read it though, you're gonna be like, what is this? It's like, the analogy would be like chewing on like newspaper. It's just so dry. It's eating sand. That's how dry his blogs are. It's just straight up information. But in my opinion, it's gold. So this trading range is proving to be difficult to trade for me. Like I haven't had very good, you know, a read on this. In my opinion, pretty difficult. But one thing we did recognize is that this is a trading range. This is why we didn't go short here. Good signal bar. Again, rejected here. Again, rejected here at the trend line. But trap forming now. Trap forming at the top here. And those who are brave can take this trap. Ooh, boy. On certain days, I would take that trap, thinking that this could be the breakout. But no rush here. Not trying to trade a breakout. If this is true uptrend, we should sooner or later have a two-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA. Sooner or later. So those who are brave took that trap here. Frontier, congrats. Congrats. Daniel I says, isn't it a downtrend on 10K chart? We do have a potential double trap here. Almost the same pattern we saw here, where I took that trap and it was successful. Those who took that same trap on this, it's almost the exact same leg count as well. Except this is making a lower high now. If this H4 triggers, L4 triggers. Again, in my opinion, I just did not go long into resistances. Even though this is strong bullishness, there might be some strategies that would go long there, but I just want to wait for the pullback, right? I just want to wait for it to like a pullback. I want to increase, I want to have incredible probabilities to make my long here. So if we start breaking above this trend line and we get a two-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA, then yeah, I'm looking to go long. That's it. Simple as that. Daniel says downtrend on a 10K chart. 10K chart broke the trend, made a new low. Two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback, made a new low. Came back up. Making lower lows, but could be wedge here. This could be spiking channel in 10K chart. But little confusing where the spike will start. I mean, it makes most intuitive sense to look something like this. But, I don't know. 10K chart and my 2K chart are pretty similar. I mean, this is how it looked like. And again, we're at the top of that. This is where we're finding ourselves on a 2K chart. H4, almost exact same thing that's happening here. Absolutely incredible. But this time, the H4 doesn't even trigger. It makes a new low. In fact, this does make a point now, finally, to the downside. Like, you will be stopped out for us to put one tick below here. I mean, if you really think this is going to be a strong uptrend, this is our setup. Two-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA. This is what we're looking for. This is why I don't take that trap right into resistance, even though it is a trap. Man says, why aren't you interested in going short here? I have both bear and bull bias right now. Like, I could go short here, but the thing is, when we hit these trend lines, they typically actually do break out. They break out, but they have fail breakouts. It typically breaks out, and then it's even more typical for that breakout to fail and come back into the trading range, or back into the trend line, or back into the channel. So this is why I'm not thinking of going short here, because I'm waiting for a nice breakout. So technically, these are all failed breakouts. Also, another reason why is because strong bull bars leading all the way up to here made me think possibly breakout. And I'm thinking that we're going to try to come to yesterday's close. I still have that in mind because of the daily chart. But we are making lower lows. We're making lower lows here, lower highs here still. Trend line still being very respected. The fact that we came all the way down and came all the way back up makes me think that we have potential to break out now. Right? Fail breakout on the downside makes it possible to think lead to the successful breakout on the other side. Right, fail breakout up here, fail breakdown here, come back up to breakout again. Let's see if we get a two-legged pullback. We're kind of a long ways for a two-legged pullback. Plus getting choppy. Look at how much sideways action there is here. This one had joy on the trap. This one no joy on the trap. Unfortunately for those who went long there. So thoughts and prayers to those who took that trap. As you can see here, if I extend this trading range, we are right on it. Could act as a support. Top of this trading range. Also, when you come retest the trend line like this so quickly, right? It just rejected off it, came right back. When it retests it that quick, in my opinion, you know, it has a high chance to actually break out of it. We just retested so quickly. Right? The 5-minute, strong bull bar on the 5-minute, incredible. Higher low setup on the 10K chart. Higher low setup right here with a dark green 2, as you can see on the diamond here. Right? I knew that immediately, right? I don't have to like count and figure out where we are, but because of this dark red 2 or dark green 2 setting up here on the right side of the chart, I know this is a second entry long with a higher low setup. A, B, C, second entry long, higher low. Easy with the indicator. We have a two-legged pullback. Pandas, give me a 1 in the chat if I should take this two-legged pullback. Give me 2 if no. You're gonna have to answer quick. It's about a trigger. It's outside bar reversal. I'm in this outside bar reversal. Am I? Oh, I only got filled once. Only got filled one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh man, you know what? Something funky just happened. Something really funky just happened. I'm skunking this. Something funky just happened. Sorry. My order got really funky. I took a limit order and only filled me on one contract, and they like scalped it. It made the scalp and then reversed and it filled again. So I just got out of my trades. I think I'm flat. I hope I'm flat. That was really funky. That was a really funky trade. Whew, that was funky. Sorry, pandas. That was really funky. The outside bar like went up and then came back down and filled me later, and it was really weird. It only filled like one of my contracts. Okay, all eyes on the 10K chart, in my opinion. If this higher low setup does trigger, I may be interested. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe I'll just simple as downtrend. If we just think it's downtrend day today, it'd be much simpler. We are rejecting off this trend line so many times, like strong rejections, but we're floating here now. Yeah, that was a second entry, but it was an outside bar second entry. And it did some funky stuff, and so I just got out. I just skunked the trade because I just saw it was starting to do some weird stuff. I did not like that. This is a two-legged pullback now. Forming here. But again, rejected off this trend line. Like, it's hard for me to trade long into that, knowing that we just rejected off resistance. Confusing day, you know? I mean, trading range. Essentially, we're just in a big trading range. And the idea is we're probably coming back into the trading range. So, like, you do not want to go long here if that's the case. But, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Something tricky is happening. This is tricky. This is definitely tricky in my opinion. I mean, if you're trading this trading range and you wanted to go short up here, long down here, then that's your prerogative. Like, in my opinion, like, you want those higher low, lower high setups. And this is a good signal bar forming with a two-legged pullback But because we're in trading range, this could possibly be the top of a trading range. Like, I would go long here any other, any other time in any other market cycle. But because of the trading range market cycle, really anything can happen here. Like, this could make a point. This could blast off and make a point and just go up forever. Or this can come and reverse back into the bottom of the trading range. The fact that we rejected off this resistance again makes me not want to go long. The presence of the bears are well known here at the moment. But that's a good signal bar, right? Two-legged pullback off the 20 MA. That I typically would like this setup. I really would. But like here, right? As we rejected off this trend line, if we reject off this trend line again, I do not want to go long actually. But that does give us an absolute scalp this time. It does. So congrats to those who took that long. That was a good signal bar. In my opinion, I want a convincing break above this trend line. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to find a good two-legged pullback after we break out of this. But not until that happens. We're still finding resistance here, so. I mean, some people can say like this is a trading range, uptrend, trading range, fail breakdown, fade the breakdown, retest the top of this channel here, right? And then comes back into the channel. Like some people could come back into this trading range. Some people could have traded it like that, which is fine. But the fact that it rejected off this trend line, in my opinion, made me very hesitant to go long here. Like this could have trapped and come back down to the bottom. Checking the 5-minute. 5-minute, very choppy in my opinion. Strong bull bar, strong bear bars. 10K chart. Failed to make the higher low at this moment. Man, this 10K chart is making a bunch of failed breakouts right now on this trend line. Makes me hesitant to go long here, but in my opinion, this is like such a high probability trade that it will most likely give you at least a point. In my opinion. But here, if I were to trade this, I need to get at least 2 points because the risk is big on the 10K chart. Signal bar not the best also on the 10K chart. And don't get me wrong, we actually are in still a downtrend. Like we are actually in a still downtrend. But within the downtrend, we are in a trading range. And that can happen. If the channel is broad enough, like you can have full swings within the entire channel, even though you're on a downtrend. Okay, 10K. Two-legged pullback triggered on the 10K chart. But because all these failed breakouts on this trend line, I was not interested in going long there. Even though high chance this could come up, like if I was a swing trader, I probably would have taken that long. Go long there, put my stop loss way down here, get a 2-to-1 risk ratio. That's how I would trade it if I were a swing trader. But we're scalping here. We do have a Pikachu forming here. Pikachu on the 10K chart, potentially. Possibly 10K Pikachu. I'm going short here for sure if it does trigger. I almost want to go double position on this Pikachu. I got burned going on 10 contracts. So I'm going to chill out. I'm just going to chill out. We're going to take it one step at a time. All right, Pikachu might not even trigger. So just might not even be a thing. If this hits the, essentially if it hits maybe at the 75s, and maybe the zeros, I would know. It would be a perfect scalp at the 75s. I would still consider this Pikachu. Pikachu forming here. I'm going to just set my limit order here for the Pikachu. Uli Tunbrad. Yes, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Don't double up. Let's just stick to the plan. I see a potential Pikachu on a 10K chart. But in my mind, if this triggers on a 2K chart, this is really nasty looking. Very choppy, very choppy. But if this Pikachu triggers on the 10K chart, then it's a good trade in my opinion, right? Key entry point, 20 EMA, right? Imagine if you're like long here and you saw this Pikachu, like you're probably sweating in my opinion, but do not copy my trades. Do not copy a panda. Do not follow a panda. If a panda starts rolling down a hill or climbing a bamboo tree or eating some bamboo, would you copy it? No, you wouldn't. So why would you copy it? Trades? Do not copy a panda. Do not copy my trades. Trade at your own risk. This stream is purely for entertainment purposes. Pikachu about to trigger. Now, if this Pikachu fails to make a point, then I think we're going to be on a true breakout. And I'll probably reverse my position. If this Pikachu fails and reverses all the way up, like, I think, you know, most likely we're going to reverse if this Pikachu does fail. It makes a double bottom at the moment. If the Pikachu fails, I will reverse my position and swing the trade. Potentially doubling my losses, potentially getting a big hit, but in my opinion, that's just, you know, if the Pikachu can't even make a point on the 10K chart, then seeing we're in a breakout area, thinking that next reversal will be what the market was waiting for to break out finally. I mean, when you see this on the 2K chart, man, you're thinking like, you don't really want to go short into this either. So this Pikachu on a 10K chart could be risky, in my opinion. When you look at the 2K chart, it's informing us that this Pikachu on the 10K chart, it might not be as solid as you think it is. When I see the 2K. 5 minute, just super choppy, in my opinion. No real direction. I hope this Pikachu doesn't hit. I'm like now hesitant about this Pikachu. We're having so much sideways action. But I will reverse my trade if this Pikachu like spikes, like just triggers and then reverses. I will look into reversing my trade. Potential double loss, but it's okay. See, when you look at the 2K chart, see how choppy it is? And you go to the 10K chart, you're actually seeing chop on the 10K chart as well. Pikachu does not trigger. In fact, coming back up here. Ooh. Something interesting just happened. If you are in this trade here, your stop entry is right here. This failed to get those people out break even. Right, when people saw this trigger and come all down, they're like, okay, I want to just come out break even. They're not able to come out break even actually, and so that could inform us a little bit what's going on here. And missed it by 1 tick for those to come out break even who went long right there. That could inform us, saying for those people who are like stuck here, like, man, I wish I got break even. I really wanted to get break even there because I saw this price action. I was disappointed, and so now when I saw this, all right, Pikachu triggered here. If this Pikachu fails, I will reverse this. But I need this to essentially finish this candle. But I will come out 1 tick above here. I will probably need 2 points here. This is a big signal bar. Pikachu does trigger on a 10K chart, but so choppy. And on the 2K chart, like I had my reservations because this is so choppy, this could reverse. I'm unfortunately going for... Not unfortunately, but I'm going for 2 points here on the scalp. Because of the risk is so big, I have to go for 2 points here. The risk is more than 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the risk is more than 2 points. I have to go 2 points here. I will reverse my position here if it does come up. If this Pikachu fails on the 10K chart, I'm thinking we're probably going to break out then, because Pikachu can't even make a point. Potentially doubling my losses here, but my opinion, it just makes sense for how this is trading, so I'm going to stick with it. I will reverse my position here. Even if this doesn't come all the way back up here, I will reverse it anywhere. Like, in my mind, if the 10K fails to make a Pikachu, it's just, yeah, like, the reversal most likely will happen. But again, potentially doubling my losses. Do not copy my trades. Yeah, increasing my stop limit because of the risk is so big. Almost want to skunk this, but I'll hold. There we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 2 points. 2 points. Whew! Let's go, baby. Let's go. Pikachu on the 10K chart. Let's go, baby. Multiple failed breakouts. Could have got more on my runner if I kept my runner. I do not know why I scalped out my runner as well, but I did. It is what it is. But let's go, baby. I took 2-point price target because my stop loss was more than 4 points. It was about 5 points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5.5 points. And so because of that, I actually need to increase my profit target. Brian says, I heard that when you walk into a bar, the bartender says, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Two contracts, 2 points, $200. $200 off that one trade. Could have got more if I held my runner. 1, 2, 3, 4-point runner at least could have been hit. Which would add an extra $200. Yeah. Well, extra $100 in that case for that runner. Lynn Peter says, very risky trading this chop. I mean, I think on the 10K chart, you know, when you have people going long into this this trend line, they're trying to go long betting on the breakout. When they're seeing the failed breakouts here, like imagine being long right there and you saw this bar happen. Like imagine if you were long right there. You know, that's like the moment you're like, man, why did I go long here? Like I saw this clear trend line. I saw, you know, I know exactly not to go in long into, you know, trend lines, and I went long right into there. And then when you start to see this price action, this candle ends up like this, and this candle comes back up and misses the break even, right? Like I mentioned before, something very interesting happened right there with this candle. It went all the way up, but couldn't get these guys out, right? People who saw this were disappointed, who went long here. They're disappointed, and when this candle could not even come up to break even, you know that they're gonna panic, right? They're gonna panic sell. That's what kind of caused this fast scalp here, right? That little teeny detail right there helped us to be more confident in this trade. At least helped me, in my opinion. Right, missing that by one tick, that break even. So these traders are all trapped here still. Made me feel like we were gonna make a good scalp there. So let's go, baby. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. It starts with you as, what day trading method would you recommend for starters? Two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. If you look at my descriptions, if you look at the description, you can see playlist, beginner playlist of the setup, an intermediate playlist, which you'll understand very well, the beginner playlist, and I recommend to do that. Hey, it's 11 o'clock, pandas. Madison T, thanks for becoming a panda. Hey, enjoy your green name. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge as it forms over time. Currently, you're on your first pullback. And hey, enjoy your priority responding to your questions and comments. And also, hey, enjoy your fresh panda emoticons. Pandas, give Madison T a warm welcome here to the Panda fam. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting the stream. Hey, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like button. Doesn't hurt. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream, and yeah. But boy, oh boy, even after like that strong move down, we're bouncing back off strong bull bars. Still downtrend though. Like it could be one of those broad bear channels today. Like we had one recently like this about 3 or 4 days ago, 3 or 4 trading days ago. But yeah, it could be a broad bear channel, but I mean, you have two forces playing against each other. You have the trading range, right? The 10K trading range still, and you also have the force of this downtrend. So you have these two things at play here, and one of them will win out sooner or later. But yeah, I have not forgotten about this trading range, right? This is why we're seeing like no follow through on this strong bear bar, right? When you saw this 10K chart, you saw this, you're like, what are you thinking? You're thinking like, this is it. This is the, you know, the financial crash that we've been waiting for. No follow through, reverses. When you have strong bear bars and no follow throughs, again, trading range. You gotta think trading range. Don't think so strongly about the trends. Anyways, pandas, hey, if you enjoy this content, seriously, hit that like button, man. That really helps us out, helps this channel out a lot. Can you play the Let's Go Baby one more time? You like, Kevin, you want me to say it or you want me to do the Thug Life? I think people love that Thug Life thing, but hey, I don't want to cheapen it. It only happens when I make a scalp. Ryan Davila, yeah, hit that like button. Let's get that whiskey challenge. 300 likes. The reason why I said 300 likes might seem high for you guys because we already hit the 200 likes so easy. But hey, I might lower it because it seems like you guys are just weak hitting that like button. Srinvas asks, do I trade any other futures? I only trade the E-mini. Oh, the Thug, yeah, sorry. I'm only gonna do it for, you know, when I hit the scalp. But thanks for joining the stream, pandas. Trade safe. Seriously, trade safe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the stream. Let me know in the comments what you felt about the stream with an emoticon. And as always, happy trading. God bless. My favorite whiskey, I mean, if you're talking about whiskey, all whiskey, even including like scotches, not just like bourbons and cheap stuff, including all whiskey, man, I think the best thing I've had so far, ooh, maybe Yamazaki. I mean, for the value, the Yamazaki, that is really good. I've only had it like 2 or 3 times in my life. It's so hard to get, but man, the Yamazaki, it was so sweet when it touched the lips. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Let's go, baby. Today's a new day. Srinivas asks, how much money you've made since starting Capital 5K? I'll give you 2 seconds, 2-3 seconds to figure that out. If you look at the bottom left of your screen, I'll show you my balance, account balance. Yeah, Madison T, it was a hard trading day. Like, I was so confused. And the 10K chart gave me some clarity with this Pikachu. It's just so rare for a Pikachu on the 10K chart. For those who don't have the two-legged pullback indicator, right? This is how easy it is to see Pikachus on the 10K chart. If you ever see a dark green or dark red number in a magenta box, right here, successful Pikachu. Right here, successful Pikachu, 2 points on the two-legged pullback on a 10K chart. Let's go back. Any other Pikachus? Traps in general are very good on 10K charts. Pikachu here. This Pikachu does fail, unfortunately. Man, but when you look at this price action, like, not even enough room to the previous day's close. Like, I just wouldn't do that in general. Just common sense right there. H4 on the 10K chart, of course, making an entire swing. All right, any other Pikachus on the 10K chart? Pikachu here makes you a point here, right? That's how easy it is to look at Pikachu here, successful on the 10K chart. This is why it's so nice to have the two-legged pullback indicator, because when you review charts, I feel so confident in Pikachu, because when I just looked at this 10K chart, I know where all the Pikachus are, and I see, man, every time Pikachu happens with a decent signal bar and some good context, man, that is a solid trade. And that's why I knew that this Pikachu on the 10K chart, even though it looks so choppy, I was thinking, man, this is a very, very high probable trade. Not only for 1 point, but for 2 points. That only happened because I studied the charts with the two-legged pullback indicator. So the two-legged pullback indicator is also good for studying, not just for, I mean, the best part I think about it is the live trading, of course. But, you know, also good for trading, also good for studying, and also good for automated trading as well. So, all right, pandas, that's enough for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys trade safe. Seriously, trade safe. Don't blow your accounts. I'll see you guys tomorrow.